Oops. It's time to review Back to the Future 40 years later. Time to review the movie of Back to the Future 40 years later. What are we going to do right now? I don't know, buddy. If we don't get this view up to 88 miles per hour, we won't be able to go. Well, whatever. You know the drill. Anyhow, 1.21 gigawatts! Ah! This field needs 1.21 gigawatts! That's insane! So, at any rate, you want to feel old? I don't. I'm a character from a person from 94. Well, at any rate, today we reviewed a movie that came out in 1985. Just before, let's see, it was Thursday. It was just before Halloween. Some candy. Anyhow, now I think we didn't get a lot of trick or treaters, did we? No, we did not. We had 80 pieces. I think we still have, I don't know, 50 pieces left. I don't know. At any rate, we went to see Back to the Future. Unfortunately, no, we didn't see the popcorn bucket. They are the DeLorean, or as we'd be riding right now. Props, people. We did see we did actually see the cycle there, but yeah, I didn't ask how much it was. Yeah, I heard it was actually like $70 or something. Yeah, I'm not paying for that. But you get the Megan, maybe it was like $5 for like the Megan bucket, popcorn bucket. Who knows? But at any rate, yeah, we saw Back to the Future in the theaters. Yeah, we sprung for the D seats, so it's only cool when, fortunately, when the cars come by. So it was worth it for that. But at any rate, there's of course we have to ask the usual question: was it good, or is it just nostalgia, or does it hold up today? And the answer is to both of those. Well, it was both good, and it was both holds up today. The movie, in case you've forgotten, starts out in 1985. Dr. Brown makes a time machine after spending his almost entire family fortune. He almost going to bankruptcy. He creates a time machine out of a DeLorean, because DeLoreans look cool. And something about the stainless steel. They never really get into that, but I guess it's not really important. Yeah, originally it was going to focus more on the fire and ice aspect, the idea that you see the flames, the signature flames, and the DeLorean would be really cold when it appeared through time travel. Yeah, the other sequels didn't really point that out. But at any rate, address this issue. But at any rate, yeah, there's definitely things in there that wouldn't be fly today. It's kind of a shame, but yeah, the idea of incense. What's the other one? There was a racial slur, but peeping times. Yeah, it's not stuff like that. Well, that's not really the focus of the movie. The focus of the movie does do more about how choices and taking risks can change your life. Although honestly, we kind of wish we could go back in time, or at least have someone like Marty go back in time to help change your lives, make better decisions. In other words, take risks. Like this YouTube channel. But at any rate, yeah, the movie does hold up. And I do notice some details that show that time can be altered. One of them being that we look at the clock tower, you see the part of the bridge isn't broken, so Dr. Brown tries to take advantage of the lightning. And of course, he breaks it, and you see in the future it's broken. Clock tower to this day, to 2015, is still broken. At any rate, it also shows that, yeah, you shouldn't mess with time, but because again, he almost ruined his time period, but he also fixed it too, so it's kind of a mixed bag whether you should mess with time or not. At any rate, the movie's a simple story with a lot of complicated questions. I'm not sure what they are, but I'm sure they are. There's some deleted scenes in there, so I recommend buying the actual DVD set. For example, yes, where Jesus, you have a permit for this weather machine. Yeah, and the guy actually bribing a police officer. But at any rate, I'm kind of disappointed that Mythbusters didn't exactly didn't exactly try to test to see whether or not how hard it is to actually do that thing where they had the DeLorean hit 88 miles an hour, the lightning strikes the flux capacitor, goes into get that extra kick to go back to the future, that kind of stuff. But at any rate, yeah, definitely listen to commentaries. A lot of interesting stuff there. And also how to do a time period right. When they mention that they're going to have some stuff, not everything's going to be for 1955. And when they make it clear, there's stuff from the past as well. But at any rate, the important thing is Marty knows more about his parents than he thinks. And, well, yeah, like I said, the movie's kind of self-explanatory. He says things right. The parents actually act like good parents. Points one moment at a time. Again, interesting how he points out the kiss, for example. He talks about how Lorraine kissed George and realized he's going to be there for spend the rest of his life with him. Yeah, at first it kind of starts as a joke where you see she tells a story, it kind of set off and pay off, which, yeah, I was like, wow, what kind of kiss did he give? But again, there's also his attitude towards Lorraine and how Lorraine sees him being more of a heroic spotlight. So again, take risks. At any rate, yeah, the movie still holds up. No, then you get the popcorn bucket, but at any rate, that's okay. I got enough junk. At any rate, the movie does recommend 40 years later. It was great to see it in theaters. Spring for the D seats. They're not bad. You don't use it most of the time, but the time it does, it's actually pretty good. At any rate, but what did you think about it? 40 years later, did you still love the movie? Or do you think it was okay when it was back in the 80s? Obviously, we can't do a reboot. I mean, they're going to try, but honestly, why? It seems kind of pointless. I'm not sure what they're going to do, especially with... I don't know what they could do to make it better or different. Yeah, either way, the movie's great the way it is. Christopher Lloyd, obviously still great in this movie. It's always interesting how when he does something, it's comedic, but at the same time serious at the same time. So again, we look at Back to the Future, they have great setup and payoffs. Especially the part where he looks at the photographs and they actually show that he's actually smart enough to figure things out. Such as, you see the photograph being, looks like he's a fake, but when he realizes it's genuine, you realize, oh, maybe that hair part getting cut off, maybe he do something important. Both Marty and, Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd do have great chemistry, which actually does really sell the movie. I guess it's kind of one of the reason why I do like buddy cop. I guess it's called a buddy cop type movie because they do play off each other pretty well. I think that's something that's very underrated lately. But at any rate, what are your thoughts on this movie? Do you notice some details that you didn't notice before we seen on the big screen? Like, for example, in the beginning, you notice the times all been set like 25 minutes past, but you notice the dog food part actually is set to the correct time. You also notice in the background, and when you get to 1955, Marty's calling Doc Brown, the younger Doc Brown. You actually see George McFly in the background. Again, little details like this. If you notice any other little details that you might have missed watching on a small screen because you've seen a big screen for a long time. As usual, right, we'll put the comments below. And let's see. I don't know. Let's get this movie view up to 1.21 gigaviews, I guess. In case people don't wonder what 1.21 gigawatts is, it's actually 1,210,000,000. Let's get those reviews up there like that. At any rate, with any luck, I'll see you Back to the Future. See you next video, and hope your day sucks a little less.